Well, as you can see, the blizzard has begun, and I was unaware of this, but apparently winter storms, I don't know necessarily blizzards, winter storms also have been given names. That's something that is part of the Weather Channel, I guess. I was unaware of it. I don't have cable, so I don't watch the Weather Channel, and yet amazingly I still managed to suck air. So I'm not certain that having the Weather Channel necessarily makes you a better person or more aware. It does apparently make you more aware of some stupid things, such as winter storms have names. They used to have names when I was growing up too, like for example, what's going on right now, just to show you that, we would call them blizzards, or sometimes just snowstorms. Like when it rains, we call that a rainstorm. So that's the name we would give it. In fact, my mother is staying with me, and when I came home at lunchtime, I asked her, did we name storms when I was a kid and I was just unaware of it? And she said no. So I asked her, if I had come in the house and asked you what the name of this storm is, would you have thought I was a DA? And she said yes. So I'm not exactly certain what that says about the people at the Weather Channel. At least not exactly certain if my mom thinks that they would be DAs, but I certainly do. And then I'm even more perplexed in that coming up with the names of the storm, is that like a career choice? Is there a curriculum for that? Do you have to go to school? How do you apply for that job? Are there a lot of those jobs? Is it an international convention that's used for the naming of storms? I mean, this particular one is called Jonas. That could be European, English, British. I don't know, is there like some international group that determines what the name should be, or is that simply Sam Champion and the other DAs at the Weather Channel that come up with that? Because, just because I call it Jonas here, what if it's Joaquin in I don't know, take your pick. I mean, I've lived in a lot of places, and having the storms named never really seemed to make a bit of difference, but if there's a big check attached to it, I'd kind of like to apply for that job. You talk about no pressure, but I'm sure that there are probably standards. You'd have like a cross-cultural storm naming convention of some sort, or a matrix rather, that you'd have to use to figure out what the storm should be, how many Anglo names versus how many European names versus how many, I don't know. I mean, you see the problem that comes here. By the way, the problem I'm currently facing is well, you can see where my front door is. I'll just show you. It's up there, but I'm here in my car, and I'm trying to think if I have a rope in the trunk that I can tie to the car, and then one end around my waist, so that if I do get lost on the way to the door, I'll have a way of getting back to the car. See, I left my cell phone in the house, so that's kind of why it's such a big deal to me. I mean, the other option is I could open the big garage door behind me, which is about 2 feet away from the rear bumper of the car, or at least I hope I've parked that close. I don't know. There's just choices to be made, so I'd like to demonstrate to the people that hire the person that names the storms that I can solve those kinds of complex problems, and then, find out if I could get a job there or not. So anyway, hey, just so you know that I would qualify, Sam Champion and the rest of you DAs there at the Weather Channel, my initials are DA. Doesn't stand for the same thing as what DA stands for when I talk about you, but I mean, I could use a job like that with very little pressure, and has absolutely no consequence if you screw it up, because it don't matter.